Hey everyone, happy Friday and welcome to another edition of Friday Reads. For this week I read Knight's Rescue by Shelley Justice, and it features Burton on the cover. I'm going to read the back of the book and then jump in and say what I thought about it. She escaped her past. She never expected to have to do it again. Sydney Reede fought to overcome the fear born from years spent in an abusive relationship. All she wants now is a hermit's life where she never has to risk her heart or her peace of mind again. But a chance encounter brings her ex back into her life. This time, he needs her for a sinister purpose. And just like that, her past returns to destroy the safe, simple life she's grown to love. His life of service was over, or so he thought. Cole Atwood is at loose ends after leaving his service as a Navy SEAL. He agrees to a temporary assignment at Night Security and Investigations at the request of an old friend. The job seems to be everything he's looking for. But there's more going on behind the scenes. He struggles to trust the new opportunity when the people around him are not what they seem. Their paths collide and there's no looking back. A moment of terror drives Sydney into Cole's arms, and their instant attraction won't be ignored. They discover a love that burns quick and intense, but they can't pursue their new relationship until Sydney is free from her past. When her abusive ex proves more dangerous than they knew, they have no choice but to turn to Cole's security team for help. Will Sydney and Cole's bond survive the danger as dark and terrifying secrets are revealed? Dun dun dun! So this is the first book I've read by Shelley that we've worked on with one another, and I freaking loved it because it has a little bit of everything that I love. It has action, it has suspense, it has mystery, knowing who to trust, romance. I just loved it. I'm not going to say too much more because we did a little interview with one another, and I will probably expand and say my own answers based on the questions I asked her. So let's jump into that. For first-time readers of your work and the Knights of KSI series, can you provide a brief description? And she says, the series is romantic suspense that focuses on the employees of Night Security Investigations. The company employs veterans from various military branches who have specialized skills. The company offers private investigation and security service for the public, but KSI also has two special ops teams that step in for sensitive operations missions that traditional law enforcement and government agencies can't. The series primarily features members of the KSI Alpha team, but I do have a few ideas for some of the traditional investigators too. Ooh, interesting. Filled with so many interesting characters, do you have a particular favorite? And she says, I do actually. They've been introduced, but they won't have their own stories until later this year. Zane is an Alpha team member. He's the strong silent type, but I hope readers see his sensitive side. I'm planning to release his story in June. I've only just started writing it, but I love it. The other is Isabel. She's an investigator. She's a badass and mysterious, but she's someone who's more complex than meets the eye. She fills in with the Alpha team sometimes, and she's someone they can count on, no matter what. Her story is tentatively set for November, and my imagination is already brewing with what her story is going to look like. I love Isabel. She is very badass, and she was also one of my favorite characters. She doesn't play a huge role in this book. However, the role she does play is very important. If you could only describe the book in one word, what would it be and why? And I'm saying she responded with a paragraph. You're seriously asking me to sum up something in one word, LOL. I'm too long-winded for that. Seriously, I think emotional would probably fit this book. There are a couple of tough subjects addressed, and they'll carry through other books in the series as well. My goal is for readers to sense the pain, happiness, anxiousness, etc. that my characters felt as they deal with difficult situations, so they could cry and laugh and bite their fingernails or whatever right along with my characters. As a reader, I love books that draw me in emotionally, so it's definitely something I'm trying to achieve with my own books. I am going to say roller coaster, which is two words. There are a lot of intricate details, scenes in this story. What kind of preparation or research was involved? Preparation? Question mark? None. I write strictly by the seat of my pants, which makes preparing ahead of time tough when I couldn't tell you where the story is going until it's written. As far as research, during the initial writing, I only research enough to address the scene I'm working on in the moment. During the editing process, that's where the preparation and research comes into play for me. And I had an amazing editor who helped me put it all together. That is something I really was wondering as I was reading the book, because there are a lot of intricate scenes, and I was wondering how that came about. Without giving too much away, which was your favorite scene to write and why? I love the scenes between my heroine Sydney and her best friend Chloe. They have different personalities, but their interaction with each other is so fun. As far as a scene in particular, I did like writing the scene where Sydney and Cole meet for the first time and share a kiss. I went through so many revisions of that scene, but there was just something about it that just felt very sweet and romantic. I agree with both of those things that Shelley mentioned. I do love the relationship between Sydney and her best friend Chloe. Chloe is kind of her saving grace and her the one she can rely on and just is there for her. Favorite scenes. I love scenes where Sydney gets her power back and fighting against her ex and just being an empowered badass woman. After readers finish Night's Rescue, what would you like them to take away? I hope they feel connected to the characters I've created. I hope they feel the strength and the hope that are key themes of the story. And I hope they finish the book wanting to read more. So yes, 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 and yes, because I can't wait for the next book in the series. And I just love this one so much and I highly recommend it. So have you read Night's Rescue? Trying to not block the name, by Shelley Justice, and what did you think about it? Have an amazing weekend, everyone. And stay safe.